Disclaimer: this story is entirely fictitious, created for entertainment purposes only. Any similarities to real individuals or events are purely coincidental. It does not intend to ridicule or judge anyone. Please enjoy the story with an open mind and remember that it is a work of fiction. In the heart of a thriving city, where the streets teemed with hurried footsteps and the neon lights painted an urban tapestry, there lived a man named Samuel. Samuel was no stranger to the struggles of life. He had weathered his own share of storms, and the lines etched on his weathered face spoke of a life lived with purpose. One chilly evening, as the sun dipped below the skyscrapers, casting long shadows on the pavement, Samuel found himself pushing a shopping cart through the crowded aisles of a supermarket. He was on a mission to gather supplies for a hearty meal, not only for himself but also for his faithful four-legged companion, a stray dog he had named Lucky. Samuel had always been a man who felt more at home in the company of animals than people. As he carefully selected vegetables, rice, and a few cans of dog food, his attention was drawn to a commotion at the cashier's counter. A young mother with a baby in her arms and a small child by her side was desperately counting her money, her face contorted with worry. It was clear that she couldn't afford to pay for all the groceries she had collected. Samuel overheard her saying that her husband had recently lost his job, and their savings had run dry. Without a moment's hesitation, Samuel stepped forward and offered a warm smile to the distressed woman. "Allow me to help," he said, gently placing his hand on her shoulder. Tears welled up in the young mother's eyes as she stammered, "Sir, I can't accept your help. It's too much." Samuel simply shook his head and replied, "Nonsense. We all need a helping hand from time to time. This one's on me." The young mother nodded, gratitude in her eyes as Samuel paid for her groceries without a second thought. She thanked him repeatedly, her voice trembling with relief, as she gathered her children and the groceries, ready to head home with a heart filled with gratitude. After they parted ways, Samuel couldn't help but feel a sense of warmth in his chest. It wasn't the first time he had extended a helping hand, but the feeling of making someone's day a little brighter never lost its magic. He wheeled his cart to the checkout, where the cashier rang up his own items. As he pushed his cart out of the store, he noticed a small, scruffy dog with sad eyes lingering near the entrance. The dog wagged its tail tentatively as it watched Samuel. Samuel recognized that look all too well. It was the same look he had seen in Lucky's eyes when he had first found the stray pup. Unable to ignore the plea in the dog's eyes, Samuel bent down and offered his hand. The dog sniffed it cautiously, then nuzzled it affectionately. Samuel smiled and said, "Well, Lucky, it seems you're not the only one in need of a little help today." He picked up the dog, who nestled into his arms as if they were old friends. With Lucky in tow, Samuel made his way back to his small, humble apartment, which was adorned with the simple pleasures of life and filled with the warmth of a home. Samuel prepared a feast of rice and vegetables for himself and a generous helping of dog food for Lucky. They dined together, and the flickering candlelight cast a comforting glow over the room. The days turned into weeks, and Samuel and Lucky became inseparable companions. They embarked on daily walks through the city streets, sharing moments of kindness with strangers and offering a friendly smile to those who crossed their path. Samuel's acts of generosity became a part of his daily routine, and he relished the smiles and thank yous he received in return. One evening, as Samuel and Lucky were strolling through a nearby park, a well-dressed woman approached them. She was elegant and poised, a stark contrast to Samuel's weathered appearance. She introduced herself as Isabella, a philanthropist who was renowned in the city for her charitable endeavors. She explained that she had been observing Samuel's acts of kindness and had been deeply moved by his selflessness. "I've been searching for someone like you," Isabella said with a gentle smile. "Someone who truly embodies the spirit of giving. I'd like to offer you a chance to make an even greater impact." Samuel was taken aback by the offer but nodded, eager to learn more about Isabella's proposition. She explained that she ran a foundation dedicated to helping those in need, and she believed that Samuel's compassionate nature and willingness to help strangers were qualities that should be recognized and celebrated. "We can do so much more together," Isabella insisted. "Your acts of kindness have a ripple effect that can touch countless lives. I'd like to support your efforts, help you find a permanent home for Lucky, and provide resources to make an even greater impact on the community." Samuel hesitated for a moment, his heart torn between his simple, humble life and the potential to make an even greater difference. He looked down at Lucky, who gazed up at him with a mix of curiosity and trust. In the end, he made a choice. He decided to accept Isabella's offer, not for himself but for the countless others he could help. With her support, he was able to create a shelter for homeless animals and expand his efforts to assist struggling families in the city. The foundation they established became a beacon of hope for those in need, all under the guiding principle that kindness, no matter how small, could create lasting change. As the years passed, Samuel's story became one of inspiration. His acts of kindness, which began with paying for a stranger's groceries, had grown into a movement of compassion. And in the company of his loyal friend, Lucky, Samuel had discovered that sometimes, the simplest acts of kindness could lead to the most extraordinary journeys. If you're enjoying this story, please take a moment to hit the like button and think about subscribing for more content like this. Much appreciated.